and welcome back to Nature's Way Homestead. So today is the day of the garden tour. The garden is obviously out this back door. There is a catio in the back garden just outside the door for our house cats. However, that will not be shown on the footage due to the fact that it is a bit of a mess in there as we're sorting stuff to go to the tip. There is also a couple of things lying around in the garden for the tip, so it is not in true state, and I will try to talk through exactly what is happening with everything in the garden so that you have an idea of what our future plans are with it. Right, all I have to do, turn the camera around and let's get going. So it's not the nicest of days today. As you can see, it's been raining all night and it is still pretty cloudy in the sky. However, I thought we'd better do a garden tour at some point, and so we can upload at the right time. I've decided to do it today. So to start with, just outside the back door we have a pallet. Within that pallet we have two compost bags, and as you can see they have currently got strawberries grown in them. Now there are holes poked into the bag where more strawberries will be going, where we can fit them. So you can see there's one, two there, one there, and then two down here. This one might actually grow, but not sure yet. This is one of our sections of strawberries. We then have a lavender pot and some herbs that have died in the same fashion. Those were abandoned, so we've got to clear them out, and we'll put the compost somewhere for storage. Now, along this right hand side is where we need to take stuff to the tip and sort a couple of things out. Now, this area along the fence line will actually support our our tomatoes. Now, you may have caught a glimpse just at the top that there is a chicken in the back garden. I will get to that in a second once we get down there. Now, the lawn is a bit worn from where we walk on, and I will explain why the slide is here as well. However, the main part of our garden is a decking. Now, the decking has a range of different things in it. So, starting on this end, we have a quince tree. Yes, all our plants are planted in pots. It means that we have the most space available for tomatoes. As well as a quince tree, we have a pot of herbs, some more herbs, and some more herbs, as well as a lavender and a tray of herbs. So we've got chamomile, fennel, chamomile, some more strawberries, some parsley, some chives, some rosemary, thyme, and then we also have a grape that we will be planting or putting against the wall, hopefully. Against the wall in the back corner we have a blackberry. We also have an apple that again is underplanted with strawberries, and a pear. This one is not underplanted with anything, however eventually we're hoping to underplant it with strawberries as well. We have a blueberry, another tub of strawberries, and now this is one of my favourite plants we have. It's a tayberry, so it trails all the way up and it's trailing along the lines. Now, the compost heap you can see in the thing is to go to the allotment. However, it was originally in the back garden. However, we've had to make a couple of changes due to the arrival of some chickens. Now, we have an old basin which we've drilled some holes in the bottom of for drainage, and this holds a range of herbs. So we've got oregano, and thyme, 2 sages, a lemongrass, and at the back we have stevia. We have another blueberry in the corner here that again has raspberries at the bottom, and then our table has some bay on it, as well as some catmint for the cats. Now, the pallets here we're hoping to do something with. However, during the winter we haven't really figured out what we're going to do with them, so they are sort of a work in progress. Next to the table we have got a cherry tree and a plum tree, and we have got our winter salads growing just over here, as well as some strawberries that we have taken from runners and potted on, and they will probably make up the spaces in the pallet that you saw at the beginning. Rotating around, we have a lean-to glass house. We do have the glass for it, it's at the back. However, if you check out our Instagram at Nature's Way Homestead, you will see that a storm recently broke 2 of the panes, and the whole thing came crashing down to the ground. So we have got some panes, but this will be where we take all our plants out to harden off if we're not using the glass house at the allotment. Now, I have got some spinach because it's time to go see our 2 livestock we now have in the garden. So these chickens, as you can see, they were in the allotment. However, we have had to move them from the allotment. So thankfully our landlord has been very nice and let us keep them here. But what I'm going to do is I'm just going to sneak in past them, and I will join you when I'm inside. So I'm inside, and as you can see, the chickens are a bit obsessed with this. I'm just going to go over to their bin and just shake it out. Now, this is a brilliant way of putting stuff. See, so if you put the honey in basket, the chickens will actually peck it out of the honey in basket. It's quite a useful way of doing it. I will send some over here for these ones. So the chickens we have here, we have 2 Australorps at the back there, the black ones. We have 3 leg bars. We've got 1 here, and 1 up there. And then we have our 4 X-Bats. Now, we have repurposed a children's playhouse, which is where the slide at the beginning came from. And they have roosting space in here, as well as egg boxes, which has got an egg for us inside of it. Nothing better than the sheds in the morning. Okay, so yes, this is, so they have their feeder, water. That was their old egg box, but they kept sleeping in it, so we changed it to a new one. Now, one thing I will say with eggs is, if you harvest eggs from your garden or anywhere, do not wash them. They store a lot better with out being washed. And also, when you store them the pointy end, so this end, down, because it puts the air sac at the top, which also means that they can last longer. Now, they have got this bed which did have some ferns in, however we are going to replant the new plants. And the Acer and the 2 laurels, this house is rented, so the Acer and the 2 laurels are from the landlord, so we will not be doing anything with them. They have got a straw base, and we are obviously re-sowing the grass at the end of it, at the end of our stay, but it was a way of us being able to keep them here. So yeah, so the chickens have moved. The other animal we have, the other livestock, are these little guys, but they live in here and they are just down here, so they're probably in their house, and they are quail. Now, these are called Tornix quail. We have got 6 females, different patterns on all of them. But you can see we've got 3 white ones and 3 brown ones. They are fed more of our kitchen scraps. So they are fed things that we have had in the kitchen. Now, the most important thing to remember about chickens is, when you feed chickens greens, do not feed them any kitchen scraps. This is important because feeding them scraps from the kitchen actually increases the risk of the eggs containing salmonella, or the chicken itself containing salmonella, from 0.6% to 33%. Now, I'm pretty sure you'll agree that's a much bigger raise. So that takes it from near 0% chance of salmonella all the way up to 1/3 of a chance. So in every 3 chickens, you're likely to have 1 that would contain salmonella if you feed them kitchen scraps. So all of the stuff we feed them actually comes from either straight from the shop, if it's winter and we haven't got anything, or comes from these salad beds here. So these salad beds are winter salad beds, and they are actually going straight to the chickens at the minute. They also get any offcuts of leaves, such as the strawberry leaves, the dead strawberry leaves, or some of the herbs. They are a fan of parsley, and yeah, so that is just a key point to remember. So it is protected by a netting. Their house is weatherproofed, as you can see by the windows being covered and the door being covered, to provide them as much protection as possible. that, I believe, is everything for this garden tour. Please subscribe to the channel. We've noticed that on our information that we get from YouTube, that 83% of the people who watch our videos are not subscribed. So please do subscribe to the channel. It would mean a lot. And next week we will be discussing the seeds as well as what plants we are planting where. So I will leave you with the look of, we have got several chickens in here. Let's go for this one. So bye bye, goodbye, and see you later.